Welcome! It's week 16 of Operation Crafty Capers. I wonder, did you do your scavenger hunt for the last week of Play Scheme last week? I haven't had any pictures in yet, so I'm just wondering how yous got on. Did you manage the clues? Did you need help? What do your pictures look like? Let me know and I'll pop them on Facebook for you. Now, as I said, the play scheme is now finished. So at the end of this video, I'll give you the answers to last week's quiz and you'll just get your craft this week and the following 2 weeks. And then that's Operation Crafty Capers finished. We'll be moving into the new term of Craft Club, and I'm not sure if that's going to be online or in the community centre. We still need to straighten out a few things. But in the meantime, this week's craft is going to be 2 little birdies in their nest. Now, I've got a green paper plate because I didn't have much colours of paper plate left. So hopefully you've got a more nest friendly colour and it looks more nesty than the green one does. But we can just say they're a bit retro. They go for that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to be making this week. So what you'll need from your kit is your pens, your glue, your scissors, and something that we had near the start of Operation Crafty Capers, a milk bottle top. Now, don't worry if you can't get hold of the milk bottle top. We're just borrowing it. We will clean it and put it back. But if you can't get hold of one, you could either use the top of your glue or something else that's round. See what you can dig up in the house. So what we're going to be starting with is our little chicks' bodies. So for that, you'll need your 2 colours of A6 paper, which are these ones here. Now, you would have got different colours to me, but it's okay. So take a pen, doesn't matter what colour, and take your milk bottle top, put it on the top corner of your paper, and we're going to draw around it. Now, you might see that if you're using the milk bottle top, it's got ridges on it to help you grip to open the milk. So what we need to do is move our pen at an angle so that we get the smooth bit, so that when we draw our circle, it's not bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. So we'll just pop the milk bottle top near the corner, but not right in the corner, and put our pen at an angle and draw all the way around. Then repeat. So on the other side, pop it down, put your pen at an angle and draw around. And that will give you your 2 circles at the top of your paper. And guess what? You're going to do it again. So take your other piece of paper and do the exact same. So we're putting the milk bottle top into near the corner, putting the pen at an angle and drawing round the top like that. And again, all the way around. And that's us done. So I'll just pop the lid back on so the pen doesn't dry out. And we'll need to wash the bottle top before we pop it back on the milk. Make sure you left the milk in the fridge so it doesn't go off, or what we say in the Doric, doesn't go fusty. So I'll just pop that to the side and get your scissors. We're going to cut out our circles. So some of you said in the past that you struggled with circles, but I personally find that if you just move the scissors in little bites rather than opening and closing them, it's easier to work round your circle, because you can turn your wrist just as you're doing the little snips of the scissors. And that just gives you a bit more control over what you're doing. But you'll find a way that works for you. Everybody's different and finds their own way. So that's one. And I'll just do this one. And what I think I'll do here is I'll pause the video and then I'll get the other two in a bit cut out. And that is me finished cutting out my circles. Now, because we only did 2 circles at the top of our paper, don't throw them out. You can just cut down the bit that you've cut, and that gives you a nice bit of paper that you can use for another craft when you have an idea. You'll have bits and pieces in your craft box ready to go. So don't throw them out, they'll always come in handy. So I'll just pop them to the side to use later on. You don't need to keep these bits. You could do something with them, or you can just recycle those. So we have the heads and bodies of our little chicks, or whatever birdie you want it to be. So we'll take our glue, and what we're going to do is glue the heads onto the bodies of our birds. And some of you might be saying, but the heads are the same size as the bodies. They are, and maybe they just like eating their worms. But it doesn't matter, they're not top heavy or anything like that. I'll just be like a snowman. So what I'm going to do is the side that's got your pen drawing where you drew round the milk bottle top, I'm going to put that face down on the paper, not the paper, on the table, so that when I put the glue on it and put the other one with the pen side down, you have a neater finish. You don't see the pen bits on the other side there. So it just gives it a nice cleaner look. And the same for your other bird. Put the pen side down to the table. Get your glue and just glue a little bit at the top. Take the head of your bird, make sure it's pen side down, and stick that down. And I'll need the glue in a minute, so I'm not going to put the lid back on that just yet. And there you have your 2 birdie bodies with heads. And now they need their beaks. So you've got a small orange piece of paper in your kit. So we're going to take our pen and we're going to draw 2 diamond shapes. Now, if you can't do diamond shapes, you could do 2 kite shapes, or you could do 2 squares and turn them on their sides so they're standing on a corner, and that'll be a diamond as well. So we'll just do the 4 sides of our beaks there, so they're diamonds. Pop the lid back on. And there you have your squares or your diamonds. And then we're going to cut those out as well. I won't bother pausing for this one because it's going to be nice and quick. So I'm just cutting the bits that are the same direction to save time, and then I'll turn them round and get the other sides done, like so. Just remember to watch your fingers. You're not in a rush. Just pop the scissors down so you can take your time. Now, once you've got your diamond shape, the bit that has your ink drawing, put that so it's facing away from you. So you've got the nice clean side, and fold it, get your thumb and finger and fold it in half. So you've got a little beak of the birdie. And then, oh, a bent bit there. And then we'll get the other one and we'll pop the pen side away from us, get our finger and thumb and fold over the piece of paper. And then we've got another beak. Now these other bits of paper are a bit too itty bitty, but if you've got an idea for a mosaic, you could do little bits of orange, or you could just recycle them. Now get your glue and sort of in the middle, but down a bit, put some glue. So if you imagine a clock just above 6 o'clock, between the middle and 6 o'clock. And we'll do the same on the other one. And then we're going to get our beaks and stick them down to our birdies' faces. Like that. And get the other one and pop that down. So we have 2 little birdies. And then googly eyes. These things are fab. I love googly eyes. And you'll have peelable ones. So just get your nail into the corner and just peel it away. If you're struggling, you can always just put a blob of glue onto the bird's face and glue them down that way, or grab a grown-up and see if they can peel it off for you. So we'll just pop our bird's eyes on here. And I've just noticed that these birds are bringing back a memory. When I was a kid, yeah, very long time ago, I know, there was a TV programme called Orm and Cheep. If you're interested, you could go onto YouTube and put in Orm and Cheep, and you'll see a very strange bird. Yeah, very strange. But that's what these are reminding me of. It's funny how things can trigger memories. Very, very strange. I'll just pop them to the side because we can put them in the bin. And these little birds are going to need wings. So on their body, just below the head, put a blob of glue on one side and on the other. And then do the same on your other bird. So we'll just pop that on there like that. And I'm just going to pop the lid on the glue for a little bit. And we're going to get our 4 feathers. You'll all have different colours of feathers in your kit, so it's up to you to decide what colours you want to match with what bird. Completely up to you. I'm going to go for green on my purple bird, and on the other one, which is my bluebird, bluebird, I'm going to put the red feathers, like that. And the feathers have got little pointy tips at the bottom that are harder than the rest of the feather, and at the very top it's all soft. So if you put the harder bits on the body, and that'll allow the feathers to show off their little movements there. And that is our 2 birds. So just pop them down, and we'll get our paper plate, which is the half. You've got your half paper plate and you've got a full paper plate that's a bit smaller, but it's the half size that you need for this craft. And get the wool that was in your kit. There should be 3 or 4 strands all together. Grab your scissors and keeping the strands of wool together, we're just going to cut down the length of the wool, and this is going to be the twigs for our bird's nest. So we'll just carry on working down the length of the wool. It doesn't matter how big or short you make your twigs, because twigs are all different sizes in nature. So you could alternate. You could make some short, some long, some medium. Completely up to you. I'm nearly at the end, just one more I think. And that's her twigs. I'll just pop the scissors down there. Old Faithful glue. And we're going to get our glue and we're going to completely cover the front part of the plate. Now, if you've got a colour of plate that you're not happy with, like if you got the green, what you could do is turn it round so you've got the white surface of your paper plate. You could get your brown pen or your orange or yellow or whatever colour you wanted, and you could colour in your plate to make it more nest-like. So that's an option for you if you don't like the colour of your plate. But I think I tried to get you brown or black, or I think there was some orange, I can't remember, but that was the only plate I had left in the multi-pack to give you. So just cover the whole plate with glue. I just pop the lid on. Take some strands, well, they're twigs now, and just randomly place them. Doesn't sound quite right. Randomly put them on the surface of the glue to create our bird's nest. So we'll just keep going with this. Pop them all across the front of our paper plate, just like that, and keep going with your twigs until the whole paper plate is covered. And I'm going to press pause here, get going with my twigs, and I'll catch up with you in just a bit. And we'll pop the last one there. And that is our bird's nest. So the last thing that we need to do is get our glue, and we're going to put our birds into their new home. Now, because they're, just found extra bits. I'll pop that there. Because we've got all the twigs on our nest, it's going to be difficult to put a blob of glue on there. So what we're going to do is put it on the back of our bird. So just at the back, we'll put a blob of glue and stick that bird into its nest. And same again, just put some glue on the back and pop that one into the nest. I'll just move it across a bit so they don't start fighting. You're in my space. No, you're not. You're in my space. We'll just pop the lid on the glue so it's ready for next time. And you're done. That's your 2 birds in their bird's nest. I know I said that the theme was going to be summer, but I think before the summer play scheme we started nature. or animals. Feels like so long ago, 6 weeks ago. Whew. So we're going back to that theme. And I know birds are more a spring thing, but they just looked cute on the internet, so I thought we would do those. So that's your craft for this week. Like I said, you'll have your quiz answers at the end of the pictures that show you the step-by-step bits of making your bird's nest. And that's it for this week. I'll see you again next week where we'll have another craft. And for now, I hope you enjoyed going back to school. It might have been a bit weird after all these weeks being at home, going into, it's might have been for some of you a new place, but for a lot of you it would have been familiar surroundings. But whether you were going into primary 1 or you're going up a primary, enjoy it. You're back at school. You might think, oh, back at school, I've got to do all this learning stuff again. But enjoy it. You won't get this time again, and you'll make happy memories for you that you can look back on when you're older. And you'll be learning all different things and meeting new people and just making happy memories. So enjoy it, and I'll see you again next week. Bye just now.